It's the end of the game, and we know it. We're backtracking through the stage, and it shows it. It's the end of the game, and we know it. And we feel fine. We feel fine, people! Lockers, excellent. Snake, you in there? Snake? Snake! Dum dum dum. Because this game actually does have a Metal Gear reference in it. I'm abruptly blanking on what it is, but I know it's there. I know it's there. Stuff like, oh no, there's a lot of references. Jacob's Ladder is the obvious one because it's in all the Silent Hills. All bits and pieces as well. Again, I'm suddenly blanking. This used to be Alessa's, my desk, once upon a time. What a popular kid you were. Reminds me of my own school days. There's a ratty old notebook on the podium. There's a desk on a podium, but potato potato. There's a letter stuck in here too. Let's see. I'm very nosy. There was a girl named Alessa in my class. If your memory is any good, you may remember her. She's the one I said they called a witch. Most likely her mother is abusing her. I've never seen her come without any sort of scrape or bruise. Her expression is pitifully dark for a 6-year-old. Something like this may not be so uncommon. Rather than coming up with pointless ideas, it's best to just watch and wait. In a case of child abuse, really. Really, Japan. Isn't there something I can do to help? I'm considering consulting a lawyer, but I do have my reservations. That's why I thought I'd ask you, my friend, first. Kay Gordon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the point you call the social workers, mate. You don't wait for popular opinion to agree with you. No time to discuss this in a committee, god damn it. The fuck am I going? Down this way, I guess, most likely. There's doors and choices, and I don't do well with choices. What, it was an accent? Not a good one, but it was there. One of the many first aid kits that I will pick up. By many, I mean one. Exactly. Ooh, I've got a boombox. Time to pump out my tunes. If I can find the goddamn cassette. There we go. Oh wait, this is called a cassette, boys and girls. I know there's plenty of you listening and watching right now who've never even seen a cassette. It was a round piece of plastic with tape inside, magnetic tape. You put it in a machine and it played audio.
Blinded by earthly desires, spit in the very face of God.
Fuck, I'm old.
They tried to use the seal of Metatron to prevent God's awakening. But God drove the
God was rather confused more than anything else. Why would you throw a marine mammal at a person? Or a deity, indeed. Why? Oh, the huge manatees being flung at me.
She has slumbered ever since, in the womb of the Holy Mother, until the time of the awakening.
It's quite a pregnancy when you think about it. What if you have a sebation?
That's it, huh? Well, thanks.
Father Vincent, I heard that the Holy Mother has been found. Is it true?
I have a question. Why are you having this interview and why are you recording it?
Then it must be true. Her sight rarely fails her.
Capital S. It's a superpower, motherfucker.
Maybe it's because of her great faith. But I could never be like her. I wouldn't want to.
Nor I. The truth is, Sister Claudia frightens me a little.
It's a lack of eyebrows.
Well now, let's both show our faith by forgetting about this little talk, okay?
Equating faith to willful ignorance? Subtext.
This land will finally be the home of eternal paradise?
If God wills it, my sister. If God wills it.
Interesting. Pointless, but interesting. Don't think it even really advances the story much. Letters, suggestions. People are starting to voice their dissatisfaction about Father Vincent using the organization's money for his own personal benefit. Really, an entire wardrobe full of waistcoats. That's not what we're supposed to be using our funds for. I've also heard rumours that Father Vincent has been extorting donations from some followers. Yes. Is he really the right person for such a position? I mean, no place to deny all he's done to make the organisation grow, but I'm just saying, the embezzlement and the lies. Seems odd. Even though we believe in God, if there was some sort of gathering, shouldn't we be valued for not for our limited talents or our talkativeness, but the depth of our faith? LS. No idea who you are, LS. Never will either. Seriously, who the fuck is LS? It's not Leonard, because he's Leonard Wolf. So, Well, it makes sense if you read into the expanded universe of this. Which surprisingly I haven't. I always resisted buying the comics and such. This is a trap room, I remember this. There's nothing in here but death. Just the one door left to go then. The camera will stop being weird. Doubt it will, but I can hope, I can dream. Another random room. I got the High Priestess Tarot card, which I believe I find in Claudia's room, which is fitting, really, when you think about it. The name Claudia Wolf is written very small on the cover. This is her diary. Let's read it, shall we? Because like I said, I'm very nosy. Not like I've got anything better to do. November 10th. She didn't die then. She was born. I knew that for a fact. But then, why haven't I found her yet? They were supposed to need her power to build paradise, for the happiness of the people. She was supposed to be reborn for that. I'd really like to see her. November 14th. Read the Book of Praise. I want to thank Father for lending me such an invaluable book. I found what I've been searching for in there, how to awaken God, but it's much too cruel. I was free all day, so I read A Modern History of Refugees and Young Slaves, Child Exploitation. Wow. Light-hearted reading. Awesome. I don't want to be a mere bystander in this world. I can't do anything now, though, and that's what's hard. Seeing the roots of Claudia's urge to be a do-gooder, and the way it was twisted by the culture she was brought up in. There's an old birthday card on the desk, so she was still hanging on to this. And her obsession with Heather/Cheryl/Alyssa. To little Claudia. Happy 6th birthday. I love you as if... See, this is it. They're not actually sisters, so... one bit of contradictory evidence. Directly from Alyssa herself, which is... Yeah. Also the insistence on doing the whole little Claudia thing. Same as little Washu, goddammit. Don't try and translate the whole Chan, Kun suffix thing. It's just not worth it at the end of the day. It's more confusing than that. Just give them... Use a Western tradition, give them nicknames or abbreviations or something. If you want to convey that sort of childish appropriation of a closeness, but yeah, don't try and directly imitate the other system. It doesn't translate into this language at all. Really, really doesn't. Bye guys, love you. Not really, you all suck. Got through the room without being hit though. That I count as a not so minor victory. Considering it's the only room in this little segment that has a floor recording pervert in it. If he'd knocked me down and I'd been stomped on by missionaries, I would not have been impressed. For some reason I was not saving at any point doing this. Because I wasn't entirely certain whether I could actually go back to the Brathki area or not. Or I could progress without it. It was option. What the fuck is that? I don't remember hearing that during the original recording. It's absolutely... Oh, it's because all the walls are going crazy and shit, because, yeah. Considering all the, childbirth stuff that's going on, why would there suddenly be the sounds of running, congealing, globbing water, I wonder? What could that possibly represent? Oh, you fuck off already. Don't know how that guy managed to trap me in the corner again. And I think he hit me from behind as well. That son of a bitch. But I was wearing the vest, really. That might have actually been enough to kill me. Orange, orange everywhere. And me with no Fanta. Even a Lucozade, actually. disappointing. Intensely disappointing. You know, considering that we should have full memories of being a lesser again now, there's not really much fire or fire symbology, apart from those little bits right at the end there. I thought that was a bit of a missed gambit, really. Right. There goes the final health kit. Getting ready for the final battle. I think I spent like 5 minutes checking all my guns and I had to realise, because I haven't used them since, you know, like the beginning of the hospital, they're all still fully loaded. It's still not enough, unfortunately. It's locked. Familiar sight. I wonder if they actually reused the same picture. Kind of doubt they did, but I just wonder, you know? I had a dream, an impossible dream. I scrolled past too fast to write it all down. And again, there we go. You taking note of that? You know, fuck, I was going to wait till we get to the door, but I'll tell you guys how this works now. All of those different blocks represent a different patch on the door. Hidden within the text there is a series of Roman numerals. The I's, the X's, the V's, and also 0, which also counts. 0 being absolute 0 and all that. Now, if we look at the tarot cards themselves, they all have Roman numerals stamped at the top. When you take everything into consideration, blank out all the letters that aren't Roman numerals from that little section in the sketchpad, combine them all together and add them all up, each individual sort of block on this door here has a numeral attached to it. You then go through them, find out the ones that relate to the tarot cards you've got, and that's where you place the tarot cards. Works out as High Priestess top left, followed by the Eye of Night top middle, the Fool in the center, I believe. Yep. The Moon middle right, and Hangman bottom left. Ta-da! So I think if you go via the other puzzle difficulty settings, you actually get like a proper written out clue as to where each thing goes, and it's sort of, the priestess is above me but behind this, and blah 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 blah. Whereas on hard mode, it's just literally getting rid of a few letters you don't need to reduce it down to the Roman numerals to tell you where everything goes. It's pretty simple, actually, for a hard mode puzzle when you think about it. This is you just blotting out the unnecessary letters. It creates a bit of confusion first on, until you realise that there's, like I say, numbers hidden within the text, but just a cursory look at the tarot cards themselves gives you a clue as to what you should be using to decide for the puzzle. I don't recall if hanging around this hallway does anything bad to you, but as I recall, I didn't bother sticking around to find out. There's not all the weird whistling kettle music that's going on here, which hopefully I'll get the audio levels right so that you guys can actually hear it. Which should be a feckin' novelty. Darky, I didn't even hit the door! That can only be good news. He says, knowing that it was not. It still took a ridiculous amount of time to do this fecking boss fight. And even worse, the final cutscene crashed midway through.
Well, for the two of you to die, that'd be nice. Then I could relax.
Don't beat around the bush, Vincent. Say what you really mean, mate.
In God. God lives. Just look around you.
Oh, but I do believe
Yeah.
in her.
Not seeing so much God, more Pinhead at work here.
In my own way. I fear her and I adore her. But I haven't lost my mind.
I think Silent Hill 3 is the only one that explicitly states that their God is female.
That this is the work of God? Isn't this all nothing more than your own personal nightmare? Just like Alessa 17 years ago? If this really is the
That's an
work
interesting
of
idea.
God,
The reason this is so
then
different from
she
what
has
you expect from
terrible
Alessa
taste.
is it's Claudia's mind that's being used as the catalyst.
You mock God. Traitor. You will go
Yes, I
to
mock
hell.
God, I moon Satan,
That again.
and I wave my willy in the face of death.
Who do you think you are, claiming to know God's will?
Every priest ever.
Go home, Vincent.
Home? This church is my home. I built it with my power.
Not a fan of industrial grindcore by any chance, are you?
Power of money that
Just wondering because
you
of the
view with
decor.
such scorn. Although, I admit that this atrocious scenery is all yours.
That
If
covers
you
that then.
continue to get in my way,
Then you'll kill me?
Probably should have been a door opening closing sound effect there. Just saying.
Well, the guest of honor has arrived. Let's get this party started.
Right? No?
Go ahead and kill this crazy bitch. This demon who claims to speak for God. The time has come. You can
Why
kill
didn't you
her.
turn your back on her? Just saying.
go to hell!
Again, should have been a sound effect. Wasn't. Kinda disappointed. Where'd you get that knife from?
What did you do?
Oh, nothing important.
Well, I'm no forensic expert, but I think she
You're
stabbed
not
him.
going to run? I guess this is the end.
No, the beginning. As Vincent said, the time has come. Alessa, I am saddened that you didn't agree to do this on your own. But I thank you for nurturing God with all the hate in your heart. It's time for mankind to be released from the shackles of sin which bind them.
But a god born from hatred can never create a perfect paradise.
Happy people can be so cruel. Is it so hard to believe that sympathy could be born out of pain and suffering? Why do you reject God's mercy? Why do you cling to this corrupt world? You know that only God can save us.
And save you too? A happy ending?
For the massage?
I'd rather go to hell.
No. I don't expect to be saved.
Oh, good. You're a martyr
That's
as well.
fine.
Superb.
Unless
I guess the last hope of
my
reasoning with you.
dearest, for the pain that I've caused you, I deserve no mercy. Even if it was to save mankind, it was too deep a sin. It was hubris for me to try to hasten the day of her arrival. Sacrifices were made, and those are my sins.
Still bleeding. Why don't you call a doctor,
You feel
please?
so guilty about it. Why don't you go to hell? Heather, use the seal.
Oh, of course.
Vincent,
Seal, I choose you. Candy art?
seal of Metatron.
That's right, bitch.
Now your stupid dream is over.
Oh, that's just a piece of junk. What do you think you can do with that? Do you
I reckon if I
really
throw
think
it hard
you
enough, I
kill
can
God?
crack your eyebrowless face in half.
I'm sorry to see you fell for my father's foolishness.
What?
You're pathetic.
No, not in the waistcoat. And I die.
But God loves even you. No, Alessa. There's nowhere else to run.
Oh, not the burrito again. was just too much carrot.
Just accept it, Alessa. The pain will disappear. I've been waiting so long for this. Even as a child, I knew I would see the coming of this day. I knew I would be a witness to it. Judgment Day!
Could have just gone to the fucking cinema.
Alessa!
Surprise! Oh, Claudia, you done fucked up?
Shut your mouth, you stinking bitch!
No, that's not the subtitle. Now, as much fun as it would be to smack her in the chops, unfortunately, that doesn't end well. If you actually attack her, things go badly. And by this point in the game, I was in no mood to watch extra cutscenes. So, I mean, obviously, what else would you do, confronted with your final enemy, except eat something from out of your necklace that you've never even looked at in the entire game and nothing's been mentioned about? I mean, why wouldn't you do that? It was one of those things, when I originally played this, you do get to a stage where you realise pretty quickly that there's no point trying to attack Claudia because it instantly results in your death. So you just go through your inventory just randomly clicking stuff to see what will happen. And eventually this happens. Again, for no apparent reason. I mean, the Agapopolis is it is mentioned, but it's never mentioned that you actually have some on you.
What is it?
It's possible to play the original game without Harry ever finding any, so you can't even claim that link.
What did you swallow?
The ultimate Jolly Rancher, bitch. That's what I swallowed. Oh look, it's got your eyes.
What is this?
Looks like God.
That's right.
didn't
Today, we are cancelling the apocalypse. Ah, fuck. A cancellation was cancelled. With a shove? Every schoolyard.
Claudia!
Don't eat stuff off the floor, Claudia. Your parents never teach you better. Do you know where that's been?
Alessa, you cannot kill God.
My dad did, so pretty sure I can as well.
I will birth God. If you can't do it, Alessa, I will.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen for you either, love. Though I suppose technically it does, but, you know, I kill it in about half an hour or so, yeah. You should realise this isn't gonna work. I mean, last time this god was killed is because it had been tainted by the... It's called the red liquid, I'm not trying to pronounce that again. And once again this has happened, and it's been... What a suspicious looking door. Slash hole slash, you know, trapdoor. There's been mention of birth. I wonder if there's any symbology involved. Keep in mind, it's a neat looking little slit right now. You should probably just cap her, you know, put it in the blame pan, squish! All done, but no, just gonna stand there and watch. Oh dear. And that's the miracle of life, boys and girls. Exactly how it happens in the hospitals. Why do you think doctors get paid so much? Oh my god, the neat little slit is a completely destroyed mess. There's some symbology here, but I just can't seem to latch hold of it. Perhaps someone can write it in the comments for me. That's me trying to see if I can go back and save so I don't have to watch that cutscene over and over if I fuck up. You can't, by the way. Leroy! For James Sunderland! Master of leaping down holes. In fact, it's got a whole other realm of symbology when James is involved. Yes, quite. So yeah, that's Samael's current form. Half-deformed version of Alessa. We put that over there so people don't have to watch. Even Batial's like, fuck this shit. No one should have to look at that. How did she get out of that dress without ripping a single seam or stitch?
You can't be dead.
It's like nudist
I was
escapology.
gonna kill you. This is God?
It's different, you gotta admit. Now, of course, I'm gonna do this entire fight, and like I said, double speed, and got some funky music in the background. I'm not deciding entirely what it's gonna be yet, but it'll be there. Probably completely inappropriate what I'm doing as well. So, not only is this fight long, it's incredibly boring as well. You spend the entire fight reloading, couple of shots, bang bang, reload, couple of shots, bang bang. And basically just strafing left and right to avoid her very, very easy to dodge attack. Very difficult to do this boss is A, the ridiculous amount of hit points she has, and B, the fact that especially on the harder mode, she hits like a fucking tank. Even with the vest equipped, she will knock you down entire segments of health. It'll go from like normal to yellow, yellow to orange, orange to red in a single blow every time, which actually manages to hit you. Fire thing actually gets weaker the further away from her it gets, but I think it gets weaker if it only partially hits you or directly hits you as well. It's still a pain in the goddamn ass. Actually I was going to do my whole review of the game afterwards, but I'm going to do it now. I've got the time spare to it. What do you think of the game overall? It paints in a lot broader strokes than Silent Hill 2 was. The story is much more direct, it's kind of shoved in your face at times with that. It's a direct follow-on from number 1, of course. It's like, type of, number 1 was played sort of as a mystery, it was sort of a mystery kind of thing. Number 2 was very symbolic, and it's obviously about one man and his thoughts and feelings. And essentially, number 1 was about, it was a sort of classic horror mystery story, you know. There's a very definitive outside force, you're trying to uncover what's going on and why. It's all happening to someone else and you're just caught up in it. And number 2 was all about what's going on within the mind of one man, or being projected outside of himself. In number 2, you were basically trying to decide whether or not you decided you deserve to die for euthanizing your wife, or you should join her or not. This game's a lot, what I say, it's about the societal pressures and fears of young females. It's a major theme. There's forced pregnancy, penetration, fear of losing the father figure, the idea of romance and whatnot, and budding desire and all that stuff. There's also other bits and pieces like the desire to be good and how easily that can be corrupted into making the person do incredible evil, in fact. It's all very good, symbolic, to otherwise. Yeah, I died. Get over it. But yes, there's sort of that cycles and rebirth in there as well, but it's mainly tied to story rather than trying to make any actual point. I don't know, I think it's much more of a direct game than number 2. There's not really much food for thought. It's all about continuing the story of 1, which didn't really need to continue, if I'm perfectly honest. Gameplay-wise, nothing different from any of the other games. A bit more reliance on strafing, with some really bad decisions like, I said, the floor-coring guys I've already mentioned. And this final boss fight is just incredibly boring. There's no investment. I mean, again, going back, in number 1, you obviously was all about, saving your daughter and then getting revenge when that entire thing failed. You had a personal investment in the fight, In this one, sort of, a demigod has sort of appeared from as a result of a woman ingesting it that you don't really care about, particularly when she's been an antagonist for the entire thing. She's dead anyway by the time you get down here, so you haven't get the satisfaction of killing her yourself. There's no stake, not even the juicy kind either. Again, harking back number 2, again, it's all very personal. The creature you're fighting against had a personal stake in you. It was fighting you because of you and your actions. Either as Mary condemning you for what you did, or as Maria condemning you for, despite the fact she is essentially, through the power of time, become a person in her own right, casting her aside as a fantasy. Both the enemy and you have a personal investment in each other, which helps the whole battle resonate a lot more. And the fight isn't overly long or difficult either. It feels like closure rather than a pointless showy showdown. Is what this battle is. It takes too fucking long as well. It's not challenging either. Once you've got the basic idea of how the boss attacks, there's nothing left to do, except to wait for hit points to run out. And sort of tanker with a couple of, ampules and such. Eventually it all comes down to melee, as we all knew it would do. It'd be a lot more impressive if I had actually not lost getting credits and had to borrow them from someone else, but yeah. I'm not sure if there's anything else to really say. I mean, gameplay-wise, it's functional in the same way that all survival horror is. There's nothing really else to say, so I'm just going to leave it there and sort of... I'm not going to be quiet throughout the ending cutscene because I never am, but I'll be quiet during the key moments at least anyway. Well, you know, try to.
Is that the end?
Yup.
I guess it's time to roll the credits.
Yeah, it would be, except I didn't record them, so you won't see them. I just thought you don't see the trophy that popped up and ruined the moment either. Ah, fuck you, trophy! I finally got my revenge on you. It was worth trawling through hours and hours of YouTube footage to find someone who'd recorded the new ending. I'll say new, you know, remastered ending. I just missed my chance to point out something weird. When she cries, there's a weird little laugh that appears halfway through the cry track, as it were. With hysteria bubbling up within the sadness. I quite like that. I don't know if that was in the original VA's repertoire, or whether that's something the new lass has added by herself. Actually, I suppose that is another complaint, actually, I'm going to make. And you'll see, the ending to this game is, especially the normal ending, well, both the endings are really, really lackluster and half-arsed compared to the ending of Silent Hill 2, which, right to the end, are very, very tied up in how you've been playing the game and the stuff that's been presented and James's mood state and all that stuff. This, sort of like the kind of weird horror action flick it's kind of riffing on, just sort of ends. You know, the monster's dead and there's a bit of banter / comedy, and that's it, it's over.
Heather.
Rather than the little bit of crying at the end there.
Not
Yeah.
yet. You're still alive.
One last time, Heather. Yes, David Bowie knife. Let's stab him.
Just a joke.
We'll have some bad comedy. And awkward flirting again. You'll see.
Terrible taste.
I'm sorry.
Heather, did you...
You don't have to call me that. I'm not hiding anymore.
You want me to use your real name? What was it again?
Cheryl. The name my father gave me.
You gonna let your hair color go back too?
I don't know. Don't you think blondes have more fun?
Yeah, that's how they choose to end the game. With that line. That awkward bit of flirting. Anyway, I could be more disturbed if they took, if Douglas took her back to the hotel room and banged her like a drum. At least that'd be a payoff for all the awkward flirting. Fucking Jesus. Suppose there is this. The fear of blood music. I know, right? I was happy too. But yeah, that's it. The LP is over. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Coming next, Amy's request will be Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes. And shortly after that, Amnesia Machine for Pigs! Yes! The one I'm looking forward to. See you next time, folks.